Shut Up and Just Create podcast, powered by CBA Studios in downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Hey, this is Ayanna Shon with the Shut Up and Just Create podcast, and I have the one and only Deborah Lane Spencer in the building, all the way from probably one of the coldest areas that you can be in right now. I do not envy you whatsoever, as I have on no sleeves.
And I have on a sweater. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous.
Hey, but
It's
that might
so
not be for too
cold.
long. That might not be for too long. But we're going to keep it moving.
Exactly.
We're going to keep it moving.
I can't wait.
So let's start this thing off with letting them know how long you've been in the film industry and how you got started.
Ooh. So I've been in film for 6 years now. Has this been 6 years? I think it's been five or 6 years.
So how did that happen?
Yeah. So I'm a theater baby. I've been in theater my whole life. Musical theater is what I went to college for in Chicago. Went to Columbia College. And then I came back to Chicago and I went to school for recording arts and engineering because I also am a musician. I play the flute, I play the piano, I score, I compose, I write, I arrange, and I'm an engineer. Okay, so I was, after coming back to Detroit, I moved back to Detroit from Chicago because my pops, my father, my king, he died in 2013. And so it's okay. Thank you, babe. And so I wanted to still stay in my lane, in my career, which was musical theater. So I started doing theater, and that's when I met Thomas Harris. And me and Thomas was like amazing on the stage together. Like magic always happened with us. And that's when he told me about the auditions for 5-0.
Okay.
And was like, Dad, you should come and audition, right? Now, mind you, again, I am a theater baby. So it wasn't like, hey man, what's up? I was like, hey man, what's up? Huh? So extra, girl. I was like, I'm leaving in the car like, I got that job. Girl, no, you did. Baby, you was bigger than the room, honey. We need you to bring it down.
It's so funny. People don't understand there's a complete difference. A complete difference. See, my brother, he's a playwright.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm blessed and fortunate enough to have the experience of watching him direct and write as far as from the playwright aspect. And then I look at how things are articulated and allocated and everything over there. And then when I come up here, I'm like, oh no, these
totally
are
different
vectors. And you can definitely tell who has theater background when they're first coming into you
can tell. Everything is big and bright.
This isn't a stage. This is a set. You don't have to yell that loud. Like there's no audience. I promise you, the mics are gonna pick up perfectly.
Man, oh my gosh! If I could teach a class called the transition before you hit film, you need to learn how to transition.
That might be your next vlog.
It might be my calling.
That might be your next vlog. Like real talk, because It's funny that you say that because a good homegirl of mine, she has a theater background. And she's transitioning into film. And we actually met in an actor's class. Acting class to kind of help me be able to, I guess, more so understand what it is that an actress or an actor has to go through in order
to
connect with characters or what you're asking so that I can make sure that I'm asking in the right method for you to need to give. And I noticed how the difference, even with her when she was doing the acting classes, were coming from theater, and she was like, "Man, this is different," So I said, we joking, but you might do need to create this transition to go along.
Write that down.
Style vlog type of thing.
Yeah.
So let's speak about the style vlog. How did that evolve?
So I call her my god sister. I met Shauna in college in Chicago, and we just hit it off immediately. She does PR, marketing, she can sing, she can act.
Okay.
She's just like a Jackie of all trades.
Okay.
And so it was always me, Shauna, my best friend, Sarah, who now lives in LA, and then Jazz Jackson. Jazz is simply Jazz. She has her own waist training, Kenya Moore, where it's like, everybody knows about this waist trainer. So it was always us. We was always up daydreaming, talking about what we was going to do. And Jazzy was the only one doing it. But anyway, so with Shauna, she was always just like speaking into my life, encouraging me. And she told me, she was like, Debbie, come down to Atlanta. Just come and spend a couple of days with me. Then that turned into like months later, like, Debbie, come down to Atlanta, just come and spend a week with me. And then we're into the year 2019. Like, girl, if you don't get down here, so finally in 2020, it took a pandemic for me to sit down and go down. So her husband is a celebrity stylist. And so Rod was like, we're about to go to Forever 21. We're going to take you shopping and we're just going to do a get dressed with me type of thing. And so I'll be doing more of that. I think that, one, I just love acting silly and playing dress up, you know, and with theater, I think theater's trying to figure out what to do. It's like, now YouTube is my stage, or you know what I'm saying? Like doing little things like that. And it's like my new stage. So yeah, man, I got into that with Rod. Shout out to Rod, the stylist. He is phenomenal. And he specializes in like BBW, but for him to like kick it with me and to take my style to the next level, I was just like, I was honored. So yeah, he's dope.
What? So as far as with everything with the whole style vlog, what do you see for it?
Well, I think that there are different aspects when it comes to dressing. For instance, for me, for my auditions, I like to wear my favorite colors. The colors that make me happy. So I could see myself like, okay, you're getting ready for an audition, or you're out, always have a blazer with you, or have a my car is full of clothes. Full. But I wonder why. To the point where, listen here, to the point where I was an assistant director just recently on set. And one of the actresses said, you know, I don't want my arms out. Do you have anything? Mind you, I'm not wardrobe. And I was like, they go to my cars. I come out with all these dresses like, hey. And so I don't know. I just feel like it's imperative for us to always be like on it. You know what I'm saying? Be over prepared. And so I'll be doing stuff like that with the style blog, and you know, how to dress for church, how to dress for a date, you know, stuff like that, girl. I got you covered.
So what's been your motivation throughout this whole journey of going into film and starting your blog and everything that you're on the path of doing? What's been your motivation?
I mean, I think my motivation has been COVID, like literally being able to, or not being able to create, you know what I'm saying? Because the creators are trying to figure it out. And you have to realize, like, what do I have within me? What can I do? You know what I'm saying? Where I don't have to wait for anyone. I can just make the opportunity happen. And I feel like COVID was like a creative reset for all of us, for us to really get in our own personal bag and like, okay, you know what? Let me just try it. Let me just turn on the camera and see what happens. And
that's funny that you say that, because I have been saying that I want to do a podcast. I want to do a podcast, and Making a long story short, when they shut the states down, and was like, oh, if you're not an essential worker, you're stuck in the house. I was like, dang, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to be able to produce content? And that's how I actually ended up starting a podcast.
That's amazing. Yeah, so, it's so much. It's a lot of us that just like, but I literally, I feel like it was a reset. Like, listen, you got to sit down. Y'all doing too much. Just sit down, because there is something I need you to get, and you can't get it doing everything, all the busy work. Now I need you to be productive. And I feel like now I'm not as busy. I'm more productive than anything. And I kind of started to take that out of my vocabulary. Like, girl, I'm so busy. I'm like, girl, I'm so productive. It feels different. It rolls off the tongue different.
I'm not even mad at that. I'm gonna have to adapt to that. I'm gonna have to take that.
Like, man, I got a productive day. I got a productive week. You know what I'm saying? Ahead. So yeah.
Okay. So those that are listening, and I think that also can be one of those affirmations.
They can be.
Actually speak like, tomorrow's going to be a productive day instead of a busy day. Tomorrow's going to be a productive day. Today is a productive day, because you don't know what you're inviting to actually
there you go.
You get what I'm saying? So I don't know how to take
there
that.
you go.
Okay.
Literally, I've been saying it like a crazy person, like, oh girl, we get it, you ain't productive. Shit. But I just gotta get it in my spirit.
I can't. If you had to say one body of work, which are you the most proud of?
I Vow. It's out right now on Amazon.
Tell us about it.
Oh man, it's about this wife who's married, but she doesn't feel wanted or beautiful. She doesn't feel like her husband is really into her like he used to be because she recently had a child. And so she's going through that, postpartum depression.
Okay.
I think that every woman experiences where your body is changing. Things are dropping. You got stretch marks all over the place. You're looking like you from the Sahara Desert. Like, what are these lines all over me? And not feeling beautiful. And, so here you have this woman, Dina, and her husband, Malcolm, and they're working through this process, and it's on Amazon.
Gotcha.
So check it out. I Vow. But I'm proud of that because one, I had to have conversations with my sisters that I don't think I had with them. I don't have a child, and they all do. I have 4 sisters. And so, to have those conversations and to say, how did you feel after you had your baby? And how did you feel like your husband was supportive? And we cried, we talked, we had deep conversations. And I feel like I'm close with my sisters, but that right there took us to a whole nother level. And so to take all that on, on set and to translate that for Dina, I feel like I was speaking for every woman whose voice hadn't been heard. And for them to sit with their husband and say, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm feeling. Yeah.
Whose production is that?
Oh my God. Kenneth Nelson, he directed that. He's out here in Lansing, Michigan. One of our it's like, this is the club. No, I don't know. It's probably here. I don't know, chat. You gotta forgive me, honey. I didn't get no sleep today.
When you have what, or when you've done what, then you consider yourself to be successful. What are those?
That's a good question. I sat here looking like the thinking statue when I looked at it. But I'll say this. One day I had a one-on-one conversation. Well, it wasn't one-on-one because other people were in the room, but I was talking to Tamia, the singer.
Okay, gotcha.
And I was working in Chicago at an advertising agency, and she was in blah, 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 blah. So anyway, we're talking with her, and it was an opportunity for us to ask questions. And I said to her, do you ever feel like slighted? Because you don't get as much love as like Beyonce or Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey, when to me it was like the voice of our generation. You know what I'm saying? Like every wedding song, like, come on now. And to me, his voice is just so pure. And so I said, do you ever, you ever feel like, what's up? Why am I not mentioned in the top 10, Right. And she said, well, it depends on what you deem successful. She said, success to me is me being a mother and a wife. That's what I've always wanted to be. She said, and so you may look at it as, oh, you're not on top of the billboards or you're not in top 10. She said, whereas when I walk in my house and my boys run up to me and they call me mommy, or when my husband kisses me and calls me wife, I've hit success. And I was like, oh my, I need to figure out what success looks like to me, and that thing blew me away. I had an ex-boyfriend once tell me, he was like, you ain't successful. I'm like, what?
Oh man.
Even Google you. Well, you can Google me now, baby. But anyway. So I guess for me, it's 2 levels. It's 2 levels. So the first level for me was literally to be able to see my work, to Google myself and to see my work, because there was a lot of times where I did more talking than I did doing.
Okay, gotcha.
And where I lived in the knowing that I was talented, but I was walking in the fear of like not really putting my foot to the pavement. And so now I was like, okay, great. You've completed part 1. Now the second one is to literally do like a major motion picture or to get on a sitcom. Then I can probably like sit in the country and just chill. Like, I'm good. I did it.
I did it.
I did it. Yeah, it was great.
I'm not mad at it.
Right. I want to be like the girl from Lean On Me. It was Mr. Clock. Like you don't really know her name. You just know what she said. Like that's me. I just want to be her.
Charmaine.
Oh, right.
She ended up being Charmaine on the Cosby Show.
On the Cosby Show. Right. I want to be Charmaine. Basically.
I'll never forget that too. That was crazy.
Say it like stick out like Charmaine. Like just be that dope.
That. Oh my
yeah.
God.
And I think that we're laughing, but honestly, like for every actress that is like, I didn't get the major role. It's like, man, you get a Mr. Clark and people say it. You kidding me?
You hit it.
You're a star.
I know that's real. I know that's real. So you guys should strive to be
Charmaine.
So if you had the honor to pick whomever you wanted to work with, dead or alive, on their project or yours, who would it be and why?
Oh, okay. Dead or alive? Alive, Viola Davis.
Okay.
I definitely want to work with her.
Definitely.
And I was watching some old films the other day, and I was looking at Ruby Dee and Ossie Davis, and I was like, man, they were legendary. Just to have sat on a set with them, to have done some theater work with them, or to have learned from them, man.
I'll tell you, one that I'm speaking into existence is Cicely Tyson. I have got.
Oh my God.
I
hope that happens for you, honey.
I have got to.
Legend.
I have got to. Like, seriously, I don't know how. I don't even care how.
Right.
It just gotta happen.
Oh my God. Yes, Cicely Tyson. She's like a goddess.
Man.
Yeah.
So you can't sleep until when? Like,
I cannot sleep. It's so stupid. Like I'm getting paid for this promotion until I take my goalie vinegar gummies. Like, what just happened? I pulled a bottle out like. I do take those before I go to sleep.
Oh my God.
Try to get rid of
they help you with something?
Bloatation. It helps with my skin and with bloating. Check my YouTube soon. No, I don't have a YouTube on it.
She gonna need a sponsorship for this plug.
Me and you both.
She'll never be bloated again. Never. Never bloated again.
Oh my gosh. Pray. Yeah. I used to do a lot of reading, but I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten a little lazy.
I got you.
So I'm not even gonna sit on here and lie. But pray, you know what I'm saying? Sit for a minute, just take the day in and just pray. And it's crazy because I used to do it like I have a pillow. I should grab it for you, but it's okay. I have a pillow that I use. Okay, I'm grabbing it. Right. Okay. So, all right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So this is my pillow that I use. Yeah, this is what I used to pray on. So I literally have it by my bed, and I get on my knees. Yeah, and I pray over it. And I used to like sit up real cute for decoration and stuff like that. I don't even. It's like sacred. Like, don't put your knees on it. Don't put your breath on it. Don't put your feet on it. Like, girl, okay, calm down. Buy some more pillows. But no, that's my prayer pillow. And so I get on my knees and I pray. But then even if I'm not, like, if I'm just exhausted,
I got you.
I'll just lay in the bed and just let the day, like, think about the day, thank God, and that's it.
And nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man.
So what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
The first thing I do, I don't know, it might be too much for the interview. I just say, I just let my natural stuff come out. What?
Whatever that means. We're not even gonna even ask. We're gonna go ahead and skip on over. So what's the thing that you love the most about being on set?
Being on set, so stupid. I don't. I don't pass gas every month. But anyway, what's the no, the one thing I like most about being on set, I don't know, I would say just creating that world, like being there. Like it's one to have the script in your hand, to do the table readings, to do your fittings and to hang out with your cast and your crew, but to be on set, it is like, this is the moment, we're here. And that tunnel vision, you know what I'm saying, that comes in. So I would just say just creating my atmosphere, like looking around, I don't know, I just, set life, it's nothing like
just
it.
Being immersed in it.
Yeah.
I definitely can feel that. Any tips you have for those that are looking to self-tape, or any auditioning tips that you have for those that are aspiring to be actors?
Sure. So for one, you want to find monologues that speak to you. Like if you read a monologue and it's comedic and it doesn't make you laugh, it's not going to make them laugh. If you read a monologue and it's dramatic or it's emotional or passionate and you feel something from it, though, that's what you want to use those monologues. Sometimes we'll pick the most popular ones, or we'll pick ones from movies. Like pick the one that speaks specifically to you. And then don't be afraid to wear bright colors. Like you want to shine, you want to pop, you know. I'm brown, I'm chocolate. So I like to use colors like gold and emerald green and red and cobalt blue, stuff like that. Purple, you know. And so pop on camera, just be your natural self. Like I feel like as actors, you want to, I don't know, you just want to be you. You want to be as comfortable as you can, at least when you're introducing yourself. Just be yourself. Hey, what's up? I'm Deborah Spencer, and I'm reading for Casey. All right. And then you go into, don't put your head down or turn around. None of that stuff. You just take a beat and begin. Like, did that make me do a wardrobe change? Not the don't rush challenge, honey. Just get into the monologue.
So tell us of the hats that you wear currently, as far as
all right,
scene actress,
and
engineer, and just give us all of it.
Cool. So here is my productive day to day. So I am a recording engineer. I currently still work at the Star Factory here in Detroit, Michigan. I do vocal production. I engineer, you know, sit there and engineer a song for you. I do a small mix. I don't do master mixes, but I do a small mix. I also write songs. I just wrote a theme song for a movie that's coming out in 2021 called Dear Future Husband. I can't wait for y'all to hear it. And so I write music. I'm working on, I'm waiting on a contract, but I do assistant directing. And I love doing AD work because of being an actress and having a director's background. I love assisting directors and assisting actors and making sure that atmosphere is set. My motto is LOL. We're gonna laugh out loud, we're gonna love out loud, period, wherever I am. And it's all about having good energy and making sure that you're an asset to the set. So I do have a couple of AD jobs coming up in 2021. And then I just got a script for a movie that's supposed to be shot in 2021. So I'm excited about that. And then it's so crazy. I'm writing a web series with my brother Carlos in Chicago. He wanted to talk about the crises of teenagers getting pregnant during COVID. And so there's a lot of cases in Chicago where girls are pregnant. They're 16, 17 years old, some as young as 14 years old. And with the abortion clinics being closed, like some of them were closed during the pandemic, they just, you know, they got babies
something that we've never even really, you don't really hear about that.
No.
And you don't even think, how can I not say this in a comedic way? I was going to say, you don't even, like, out of all things being closed, you don't think about the impact of something like that being closed.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Yeah, or a waiting list being too long. You know what I'm saying? Right. So now you've been waiting for so long that at this point you can't get it. You know what I'm saying? It's too late. Yeah. And so, yeah, that stuff, I like when the meeting came to me, like, hey, Deb, this is what we're working on and we would love for you to write and da-da-da-da. And I sent the first draft just the other day and it was like, You nailed it. So, you know, I was nervous, but I just started doing my research and was like, dang, I didn't think about that at all.
Wow.
And it's so many different cases with parents. You have some parents who could care less about kids learning online. Like, we don't got internet, we ain't getting internet, figure it out.
Right.
Go get a packet, you know. Some parents who were essential workers, so they're not there. Some parents died of COVID, you know what I'm saying? And so they're with their grandparents or their aunts or uncles or whomever. It's just a lot of cases. So, yeah, man.
You never really think about that aspect. So you're writing, singing, mixing.
Look at that.
Engineering.
Preparing, acting, reading. I do a lot of reading. I don't have my book in here, it's in the other room. But I like to do a lot of reading just to keep myself sharp.
So tell us, so the birthday behavior, let's speak on that.
Okay. I think that was the most fun I've ever had on set.
I can believe it. If you watched it, you can believe
you can feel the energy.
The most fun. So let's speak on that experience.
Birthday behavior. Let's talk about that. So, birthday behavior for me personally was one of those, what God has for you is for you moments. So I initially was supposed to do the movie, but then I was in the studio working on some stuff. I had revival going on at church. I was doing crazy stuff. And so I missed the audition. I missed the table read and I missed so much.
Okay.
So the call was made like, you know, what do you think we should do? And I'm like, you should just give the role to the actor who showed up. And so that's what they did. I was like, all right, bye. wait. That was my little sister. She was playing on my phone. No. That was you, Debbie.
I don't wait. Okay.
Have a good one. So they cast somebody else. And I was okay with that because, again, like, I feel like what's for you is for you. All that jealousy, bickering, backstabbing, you can have it. Gotcha. So I did say, like, if you want me to come on and assist, I will assist. So at one point going into the process, I was asked to come in and kind of just like sit in rehearsals and vibe with the girls, vibe with the cast. And I worked alongside Thomas and we were just kind of like directing and just having a good time with a couple of the scenes. And so there would be times where they would tell me like, you know, okay, sit down and do this scene from a director standpoint. And so I'm doing the scene, going over the scene with the actors. Ebony Tates is my in real life best friend. So of course, so you give me an Eb in the scene, we gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Our timing is crazy. And then I love A-Red and KC, like, you know what I'm saying? We all crazy anyway. And so we were just vibing. Well, they went ahead, they started shooting the movie, and then I got a call later like, hey, we want to bring you in and give you the role as Ayanna. I was like, so geek, like, what? They're like, in 2 days. I'm like, what? I'm learning the script. And so I had to get my hair done. It was just so much. So, and I'm still working my 9 to 5. And so I really couldn't get to the script until after work. So I'm sitting there getting my hair done like I'm on set in a day. So, so there are a lot of moments where I just look at the film and be like, if y'all would have gave me 3 months. No, but I love how it came out and how they welcomed me and Jessica. Jessica was brought in just like I was. So she had a couple of days as well. I think Jessica only had 1 day to learn her script. But yeah, so they brought us in, me, Jesse, and Ebony, like we hit it off like we had known each other for decades. And so we had a good time. KC's such a fool. He was saying lines. We was all on set like,
where did I line it? What did I line it?
He was dynamic. And so he kept us on our toes. It was just fun. The most fun I have ever had on set. It was great. Mm-hmm.
So you're getting ready to transition or shift or pivot into a different direction. Now you've been in Detroit blazing the trail with being a part of that because you guys have
McGraw Ave. Yeah, we got McGraw Ave, 50, birthday behavior. Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
Tell us what's next. Since you're leaving.
What is next is I am this is the mitten. I'm going back. No. So I'm moving to Atlanta. And I guess I'll say I'll be like how people like bilingual. I'll be by locational. But I'll still be doing work in Detroit. I already have a couple of movies slated for 2021 and projects. Of course, we got McGraw season 2 coming or whatever. So of course I'll be home doing some work. But my residency will be in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm excited about that. It's time. It's time.
No.
Yeah.
Did you get any pushback for your leaving?
You know what's crazy? I did not. Now that don't mean it's not coming. People they're probably just waiting on how to say this. How do I tell her this is not? So initially in the beginning I did. I had been planning to make this move for about 2 years now.
Okay.
But every time I was like, okay, I'm leaving, then I would get a major project, or I'm like, I'm leaving, and then I would do a mentorship with the Baptist convention or something like that, or whatever the case. Or I say I'm leaving, and then I didn't save up enough money, or whatever the case. It was just always like there was a block. But this time, what's crazy is it's been 7 years that I've been back in Detroit since 2013. 7 is the number of completion. So spiritually, I feel like,
okay,
complete. I gotta go where I can grow. And I feel like I've outgrown my city. Not so much that there's no work for me here. There's nothing more for me to do. Yeah, but when you do so much, sometimes that thing can get to your head and you can feel like, oh, I got this in a bag. I've been out here working. And so literally taking that leap of faith and that challenge to say, hey, are you that good if you're amongst people in Atlanta? Are you that good if you're amongst people in LA or New York?
I got you.
Who's Deborah Lane Spencer in another atmosphere? And it's time. It's time for me to go and grow and to be challenged and to see what happens. So I pray for big things.
I'm sure big things and greater things and huge things are on its way.
Thank you.
So how did you channel the character that you played on Birthday Behavior?
Ooh, Ayanna. We are nothing alike. That made me like, I don't want to get married. I said, girl, if you don't get that ring, what's wrong with you?
But I really appreciated her in a sense, because a lot of times, I even shared this to you a few months back. I was like, I was watching it, and I wasn't gonna put that part in there, but I definitely appreciated not seeing another portray of a female thirsty for a ring or for approval, or having to feel like she's having to, I guess, do what's norm or expected or what they say that this is the way that you're supposed to do things.
Literally, she had her own voice, and I love that about her strength, her freedom, and knowing who she was. Like, this is perfect. What we got is perfect.
Right. And right. And it was and it was even refreshing to see the tables turn as far as the man is the one that's like, yo, stop playing. Let's we need to make this thing right. Like,
exactly,
wasting time. And for him to give the whole, if this is what my goal is, I want a wife. If you do not want a wife, I'm checking out now.
He said, good day, ma'am.
So
I don't know why I happened.
So I was watching it, and I was, if you can see the Michael Jackson in the movie theater with the popcorn, this is the way that I'm sitting up there. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, what just happened here? Type of thing.
I love that.
There was so much beauty in that script. Like, seriously,
there were a lot of messages in Birthday Behavior that we know are happening in our community and in our culture, but you needed to see. Like, even with the baby father, like, hey, you got to respect both of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And no, I'm gonna be there for him. I'm always be there for my son.
Right.
But I also need you to understand what's going on over here. You know what I'm saying?
I think I told Thomas, I said, I I did not even recognize, I think his name is Lance. I said at first I didn't even know he was capable. Amazing. I didn't even know that he was capable to go from, because you got to think about the roles that he's had. As so I'm sitting up there watching, hold on, that looked like him. I was telling Thomas, I was like, that looks like him.
Amazing.
And all the guys, actually, for me, the appreciation was, for the most part, they were actually able to show you that, hey, I know you're used to seeing me in this particular role, or whatever the case may be, whether it was 5-0 or 211 or Buffed Up or anything,
Plug Love.
Plug Love. I can do this, because those roles were totally night and day.
Yeah, not at all.
Totally night and day.
And see, and that's the one thing I love about working with Moolah Films, is that they're going to give you range. You know what I'm saying? I go from a crackhead in 5-0 to, Ayanna, I don't want marriage, to,
by the way, I hated you in 5-0. By the way,
yes, I've been hearing a lot of that lately.
It's funny, because here's the thing. I built my connection with you in Birthday Behavior. And then I felt the betrayal when I went back and I said, I did not realize
that's the same person. Wait, I'm not friends. I'm like, what did I do?
I felt the betrayal. I said, nobody told me that was her.
That is so stupid.
I was like, to this day, I slightly still hate you for that.
Yeah. It's funny. I have to always thank people with like a question mark behind it, like, thanks. Yes, I don't know what to say to that.
Man, you
played that role so good. Like,
man, what? I was like,
I'm not gonna lie, I watched it the other day and I was like,
and that itself shows you, like, and honestly, I think that speaks volume on the level of an actress that you are, because I didn't know that they were the same person.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the reason why I didn't know that they were the same person is because the roles are not even in the same universe. You know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for me just recently showing this movie to my uncle, and I'm watching it, because I've seen it, and it's crazy that it never dawned on me.
That's crazy.
I've seen all of these movies so many times, because like I was telling Thomas and them, like, they're kind of like my blueprint. I use
I love it
a lot as far
that's
as
a good blueprint
from the aspect of knowing the direction. And when I say direction, I mean as far as with the way that they've scaled from a digital platform and gaining their audience. So on that level of blueprint is what I'm stating. So I literally watch these films, like eat, sleep, and watch these films.
Wow. Thank you, girl. Appreciate you.
So it was so crazy that I never put two and two. I've never put two and two together of like like that's why I felt the betrayal, because I'm like, I thought this was my dog. Like I thought she was me.
And she out here wilding.
And she trifling.
She wrong. But yeah, I really do appreciate Moolah for doing that and showing that range. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, and that is the one thing I love about independent films. And that's why, even with this transition, that I'll never turn my back on independent films or my city, because they created Deborah Lane Spencer, like the levels, the shifts, like where I can go from theater to, mega, it's just amazing. It's amazing. Come on now. Like, you can't get that anywhere else. You're standing in line waiting for roles like that. When here you can just get it. Yeah.
You're channeling the characters in your head when you're writing your scripts and stuff.
So I'm really unorthodox. Like, sometimes I don't even know how the story's going to end. I just live in the story. Right.
Gotcha.
And so I'll start off with a specific concept. Like, I'm the type of person where, and I thank God for this, like you could say, okay, let's write a story about, I don't know, someone's first time crossing the street in the city. I don't know.
Gotcha.
And so immediately I'm thinking like, okay, they obviously live in the country. They were born and raised in the country. They never been to a city before.
Gotcha.
Mom always went grocery shopping. Daddy always went grocery shopping. This is before they turn like 11 or 12 to go out on their own. So maybe they're moving to grandma's to the big town.
I got you. I got you.
You see what I'm saying? And so
I got you.
That's immediately how I think. And so I go from, okay, well, we got mom and dad, we got this, we have these different nuances that will cause this person, you know, and then where do you add your climax? What are the things that will happen? Where's this transition? Where's the magic in it? Because I do feel like every film should start off kind of like inviting you in, and then it just like hits you with the Jack in the Box.
I got
you know what I'm saying? Like, wait, what? Oh, I gotta watch this. So I like for all of my projects to kind of start off that way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my process. And as I'm writing, funny, the other day I was writing and my friend says, well, how's it gonna end? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, girl, I don't you know we're in this together. You and who? Nobody knows. It's so sad. I'm probably so unorthodox with it, but I don't know.
I'm not mad at you. And it's funny because a lot of times I would know the middle or the end, but don't know how it's gonna begin. And now I'm like, okay, let's see how we gonna. I know we're at the shop. We're at the shop, but but like, how did they get to the shop? Now I'm like, they drove. I mean, maybe out of
a spaceship
on the
way. Yeah, it's crazy. It's different ways. So
man, what? So tell me your most memorable thing from your very first time being on set. What was that like?
Oh man, I think I kicked it off with the theater. It was, you know, like literally having Thomas and Moolah teach me how to cuss. And first of all, I know how to cuss. Everybody knows how to cuss. But it was like, no, Dad, you gotta be like, you gotta hit him with it, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, cool. I should have taped that. It probably was
it's funny because when you went, all I saw was Thomas and
yeah. Just say the word. So then when it happened and it hit, it was like I feel offended. That's how you really feel about me. Talk about this, cut. Yeah. So, but they literally had to teach me how to like get dogmatic with it. Like,
I get it. I got you. What would you tell your 13-year-old self?
13. Oh, that's like freshman high school.
Yeah. No, middle school. You in middle school. 13.
You coming out of 8th grade. Oh my goodness. Don't be afraid. Like, it's okay to be funny and cool and great, but you don't have to play second fiddle to anyone. And I will always say, this is my humble statement, I would say if everybody's driving the car, who's fixing the car? That's all I want to do. I just want to fix the car. I don't have to drive it. But then I started to feel like I felt, limited. Like I'm not using all the gifts that God has given me.
Okay.
And it was like, no, I can drive this car. I can fix this car. I can start it up. I can get out and let somebody else drive. Just, but I want to know every aspect of the car. So I'm never without a job. Right? But I know how to switch lanes, like my middle name, Deborah Lane. But yeah, I just would have leaped. I just would have taken that leap a little bit sooner. And not been so scared and been like, no, I'm okay being in the back. I mean, like, who wants to be in the front? Everybody? No. I'm just playing.
I got you. Well, I want to say thank you so much for stopping by and giving us a piece of your time and jewels and gems and letting us get an inside edition of who Deborah Lane. Give them the last
Spencer. Name. But listen, honey, we don't gotta linger on the last name because we're looking for that to change in a couple of years.
Oh
you know?
Lord!
I told you I'm not like Ayanna.
Oh my goodness! You said we'll have to land on the last name. That's gonna change.
We'll have to land on that.
That's she's putting that
Deborah
out in the
Lane
atmosphere.
is dot, 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 dot.
To be continued.
Shut up! Hey, this is Ayanna Shon with the Shut Up and Just Create podcast, powered by CBA Studios in downtown Birmingham, Alabama.